In the semiconductor industry, a capital-intensive, high-risk business, ARM has created what almost feels like a financial miracle that defies the laws of physics. With a staggering 98% gross margin, nearly every cent it earns from licensing flows almost entirely as pure profit. It doesn't manufacture chips, it doesn't operate factories, and it carries no inventory, yet it controls the brains behind 99% of the world's smartphones. And it's rapidly expanding into data centers at an unprecedented pace. This isn't just a technology company. It's more like the master architect of the entire digital world, quietly collecting a share of every step in the evolution of global computing power. Welcome back to Deep Dive Stock Earnings. If NVIDIA provides the muscle of AI, ARM provides the skeleton. Today we're not just breaking down its near-perfect margins, but how the ARM-v9 architecture is driving a surge in pricing power, and how ARM is evolving from selling parts to selling platforms, challenging Intel's long-standing dominance in servers. ARM's business model represents the ultimate form of an asset-light strategy in the global semiconductor landscape. A 98% gross margin is almost unheard of in any hardware-related industry, because ARM has completely removed the heavy burden of physical manufacturing, since it's not involved in wafer processing, packaging, or logistics. Revenue converts into operating profit with minimal friction. This pure intellectual property model allows ARM to maintain a non-GAAP operating margin around 41%, demonstrating an extremely powerful financial leverage effect. While traditional chipmakers struggle with capacity, yields, and inventory cycles, ARM simply sits back and upgrades its designs. Every device powered by ARM adds to its profit pool. This model gives ARM extraordinary resilience even amid supply chain shocks. Its cost structure stays stable. That certainty is why markets grant it such a premium valuation. Even as global smartphone shipments have entered a mature and stable phase, ARM's royalty revenue still grew 27% year over year. The core driver behind that growth is the architectural transition from ARM-v8 to ARM-v9, because the v9 architecture is designed to handle complex AI instruction sets and multi-core parallel computing. Its per-chip royalty rate is significantly higher than the previous generation. In other words, ARM has managed to create a second wave of revenue expansion by increasing the technological value embedded in each chip. ARM is no longer focused on selling more chips, it's focused on making every chip more valuable. With the rise of monster cloud processors, like 192-core designs, the value density of the ARM-v9 architecture is multiplying. This shift from volume-driven growth to premium-driven prices shows ARM now holds core pricing power in both mobile and compute. ARM is undergoing a strategic shift, moving from selling individual Lego bricks to selling entire castle walls. Through the introduction of its CSS compute subsystems, ARM no longer provides only individual core IP blocks. Instead, it delivers fully integrated, pre-validated subsystems at a time when development costs for 3nm and even 2nm chips are skyrocketing. This approach dramatically shortens chip design cycles, allowing manufacturers to launch products within extremely tight release windows. By offering an entire wall instead of just individual bricks, ARM deepens its dependence within the supply chain. For smartphone manufacturers and cloud giants, designing their own chips becomes easier, but their reliance on ARM becomes stronger. This strategy not only increases the value of every ARM deal, but also locks competitors out in terms of time advantage. Inside data centers, a fortress historically dominated by Intel's x86 architecture, ARM is now orchestrating a quiet transfer of power. Forecasts suggest that by 2025, ARM's share in custom chips designed by top cloud providers could approach 50%, whether it's Amazon's Graviton, Google's Axion, or Microsoft's in-house silicon. The underlying architecture across these chips is overwhelmingly ARM. This signals that ARM has successfully expanded beyond mobile devices and into the realm of high-performance computing. This marks a historic power shift in semiconductors. x86 dominated servers for 3 decades, but now cloud giants are turning to ARM for better cost control and independence. ARM is no longer just about low power. It has proven it can handle the most demanding data center workloads. In AI data centers, electricity has replaced computing power as the primary constraint on expansion. ARM's architecture naturally delivers exceptional performance per watt. And in the energy-constrained era of AI, that metric has become incredibly valuable. By using ARM-based CPUs for baseline workloads, cloud providers can free up large amounts of electricity to power NVIDIA's BIS. That energy efficiency advantage is directly translating into rapid gains in market share. This is a kind of complementary competition. NVIDIA drives explosive compute power, while ARM focuses on energy efficiency, as electricity costs become a major part of data center spending. Every watt saved by ARM translates directly into profit for customers. That efficiency advantage positions ARM as the foundational layer of the AI compute stack. Hardware moats are often built by software, and ARM has created what can only be described as a massive software gravity well today. More than 22 million developers build on the ARM platform. ARMv9 alone has accumulated over 30 million developer hours. This enormous body of software and mature development tools creates a formidable barrier to entry for competitors. For developers, switching architectures isn't just about replacing a chip, it means rebuilding an entire software universe. And that's why rising challengers like RISC-V won't easily shake ARM in the near term. Chip designs can be copied, but 3 decades of software compatibility and developer habits can't be rebuilt overnight. ARM's moat isn't just the circuitry. In silicon, it's the millions of lines of code already running on its architecture. Looking at the financial report, some might notice the remaining performance obligations, or RPO, declined by 8% year over year, but the underlying reality tells a different story. Analysts point out that this drop is simply a temporary fluctuation caused by the timing of large enterprise contract signings, not a decline in demand. Meanwhile, annual contract value, or ACV, actually increased 28% year over year. That metric reflects the true strength of underlying demand for ARM licenses, which remains firmly in expansion mode. In short, ARM is undergoing a profound value transformation by raising prices, expanding its product lineup, and crossing industries. It has evolved from a mobile IP provider into the global compute backbone of the AI era. So in an x86 declining world, who can stop ARM's nearly limitless expansion? Drop your insights in the comments. I'm Deep Dive Stock Earnings. See you next time.